Right, well, let's get into some more TGIF. All right, now, James Bond star Daniel Craig is not a fan of large inheritances and doesn't plan on leaving his kids anything when he passes away. He recently told Candy Magazine that he plans on spending or giving away his $160 million fortune rather than leave it to his two kids. He said, I don't want to leave great sums to the next generation. I think inheritance is quite distasteful. My philosophy is get rid of it or give it away before you go. Oh, I know they mad. They're gonna kill him. Do you agree with Craig's statements? What do you think about this?
I think that his kids should pray that his behind becomes senile before he dies, and they have to take power of attorney over his affairs. You know, I would be curious to know, I would want him to elaborate on the distasteful part. Like, is he saying that you should do good with the money while you're on earth and just stockpiling it and leaving it behind is distasteful? Is that what makes it distasteful? Or is, you know, just leaving money to kids that didn't earn it, is that distasteful? I'd just be curious to know what he means by distasteful. But it's his money. And here's the thing that I realized, though. Gloria Vanderbilt pulled that crap. I think it's Bill Gates talking about he not leaving his kids something. Yeah, you know what? They might not be leaving them the lion's share of their money, but I'm pretty sure they're going to make sure that the kids are right. You know what I'm saying? Before they go. So, you know, it's his money. He can do whatever he wants.
Al?
Well, actually, guys, it's what he's supposed to do. So what we have here, when you have a person that's has a net worth higher than 11 million, is you have what's called estate taxes versus inheritance tax. So if you want to do the smart thing against your family, you don't want to leave your kids an inheritance, because if you do, they will be taxed for the inheritance. Instead, what you want to do, especially if you make over $11.7 million, up to $11.7 million, you don't have to worry about estate taxes. But after that, because he's worth 160 million, you absolutely 100% don't want to leave an inheritance to your kid. What you want to do is you want to do 5 things. 1, you want to give gifts. 2, you want to have an irrevocable life insurance policy. 3, you want to make charitable donations. 4, you want to establish a family limited partnership. And last, you want to have a qualified personal, what's called resident trust, or is it called resident trust? Yeah, I think it's called a residence trust. So even though it sounds very ugly, he's actually doing the right thing to make sure that he passes generational wealth along appropriately. Good job, Daniel Craig. Very proud for you to taking this stance, and very smart also.
But that don't sound like what he doing. From the tone of how he's saying it, that don't sound like what he doing.
Well, no, you read the tone of how it was reported.
Okay.
That was the tone of how it's reported. As a person with an extreme amount of wealth that's worrying about taxes and generational transferring of generational wealth, you never want to show your hand to the federal government. See, in this case, because he's worth 160 million and he's making 25 million for this next show, he's got to hide his income. And the best way to hide his income is say, I'm not doing an inheritance, because he's not. Because if he does an inheritance, it's going to be inheritance tax to his kids. He's too smart, and I'm enjoying it.
Well, he may be dying sooner than later with that. You know how them little white rich kids are. They sometimes, not to put everybody in the same box, but who's most likely to